When you get to the rebuild portion of your claim, there's a lesser known industry standard rule called the line of sight rule. And this is a very important thing to keep in mind. It will make the difference of thousands to tens of thousands of dollars in your claim. The line of sight rule is that if something's being replaced in your home or your business, and it's maybe, here, I'll give you an example. This is the easiest way to describe the line of sight rule. Let's say it's your flooring and there's damage to your flooring. Maybe it's a 4 foot by 4 foot space in your floor that got damaged, but the room is much, much larger than this. The insurance company will say, oh, well, we're going to just match the tiles or the wood flooring, whatever it's made of, and fix only that small space. What you don't know, because it's an industry standard and doesn't say this in your policy, is that they actually have to replace the entire flooring up until the flooring changes. So let's say your flooring in your living room changes when it gets to the door of the dining room, for example. They would have to replace the entire living room up to where the flooring changes in any room, hallways, other rooms where it changes. Sometimes this leads to interesting scenarios where some people have the same flooring in their entire house. Now, if you're standing in the living room and your line of sight shows that you can see that flooring extending all the way down a hallway or all the way out to your dining room, you have the right to have it match. It doesn't matter that none of that's damaged and it's way out on the hallway. And that extends out even further. So let's say you walk down that hallway and then you can see in other rooms. You get to have that match too. So sometimes this results in the entire flooring in your entire building being replaced so that it matches, despite the fact that the damage was only maybe a 4 foot by 4 foot section of the flooring. It also applies to roofs, and that comes up a lot as well. If you have some roof damage and it's just a small section of the roof, we all know roofing fades in the sun and in the weather, and when you replace the shingles, they never look the same. Well, you can have it all match if you want. You don't have to opt to use the line of sight rule to get everything replaced, but you certainly can. You are covered for that. And it comes from the portion of the policy where you're entitled to what you had previously. You didn't have a roof that had a patch that's darker than the rest of the roofing. You had a roof that matched. So that's a very useful rule to know about. Insurance companies don't like it when you know that rule because it costs them a lot more money, but you are entitled to have everything match.